Craft, design, and launch NFTs effortlessly across multiple blockchains. From generating high-quality visuals to enhancing audio, scripting, and minting digital assets, CallAI's advanced tools empower creators of all kinds, developers, designers, artists, and innovators alike. Now available on mobile, CallAI brings everything you need into one seamless platform, giving you the power to create anytime, anywhere.
Click the link at the top. Let's talk about our breaking headline for this evening. In case you didn't know, Brian McKnight has officially filed a lawsuit against fellow R&B singer Jaguar Wright after claims that she allegedly made regarding his past relationship with his ex-wife Julie McKnight. Now, the documentation that we looked over, now he's pretty much saying that Jaguar Wright defamed him by saying that he was abusive to his ex-wife Julie, who Wright claims is her cousin. Now, I'm not sure exactly where this was said, if it was said at all, but this is what he is going after her for. He's saying that Wright claimed, this all alleged on social media, that he hired prostitutes only to physically assault them during sexual encounters. Another claim the songwriter Brian McKnight denies. Now, he went on to say these lies, went public, and since he said it in the public, he is suing for defamation. Now, the damages are unspecified at this particular juncture. Crazy situation. Some people kind of take it on the chin. Some people, let things kind of go. And I actually never heard her say anything about Brian McKnight. But when it gets to the realm of, and yeah, I got my Saquon shirt on today, right? You see it better now. Yeah. But excuse me, when it gets to the realm of actually, where it could begin to hurt people, or it could damage their reputation or damage their character, oftentimes you'll see people actually, go the extra step or the extra mile to actually file, a lawsuit. And it's pretty much, it's as simple as them getting the publication, screenshotting it, screen recording, whatever the case may be. And typically, which is kind of not fair in these situations, is that the person with the bigger bag wins, right? The person with the bigger bag wins. That's how it's structured in this country. If you don't have money to defend yourself, and I don't know what Jaguar Wright has, but if you don't have money, you don't think it's worth it to, defend yourself, then you most likely won't show up, or most likely you will. In this case, hopefully somebody steps up and maybe offers her a pro bono defense, or sometimes settlements come. They could say, look, Jag, retract the statement, take it down wherever it's at. If you did it on the platform, ask them to take it down, and we'll just leave it at that. Don't say nothing in the future, and we'll leave it at that. Or they can go all the way with it and take it to the ninth degree. And now, they always say the only defense for defamation is the truth. So now, if you made these claims, now you got to come out and prove it. Now you got to come out and say, all right, this is what happened in that particular, situation. This person's my cousin. She told me this. She told me that. And that, and that's that. Well, yeah, we all know Jag. I mean, I'm sure, we all love, Jaguar Wright on this program. Maybe years ago, we had an interview with her, explosive interview. This is at around the time that she was talking about the death of Malik B, and she started revealing some things. And no, undoubtedly, I think a lot of the things she was saying was true about a lot of different people. But when somebody goes that extra mile to actually want to take it to court, then red flags should definitely, that red flag should definitely go up in that particular case. And you gotta, handle what you gotta handle. Handle your handle. Now, if you and it's like this is more so to cripple somebody because they know like she's not no multi-millionaire, whatever the case may be. But sometimes they want to set an example or set a precedent for other people who may think they can just go on the internet and say things without having proof. Now, Jag may have proof. Maybe it's really her cousin. And if that's the case, then you subpoena her, you bring her to court, and she come and tell her story. And they'll go from there. They'll definitely go from there in that whole situation. So that's how I kind of look at it, man. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. I remember people used to always ask, they say, how come nobody sued Jaguar Wright yet? How come nobody sued her yet? How come nobody, and people will say, yes, she's telling the truth. She's telling the truth. Brian McKnight thinks that it's worth it to do so. Maybe it hit him a certain way. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he lost. So you never know what happens behind the scenes, man, with stuff like this and people not wanting to, address things like this. So that's kind of my thoughts on it. Leave a comment below. What do you guys think about Brian McKnight going all the way now? It was rumors probably like 4 or 5 months ago that Jay-Z was anteing up a lawsuit, but I don't think Jay-Z is gonna, none of them guys ain't going, do no lawsuit on Jaguar, right? I just don't. A lot of times that can backfire and blow up in somebody's face because now you're just giving fuel to the fire. Now you see the same thing happen with Tasha K. Now she's bigger than ever because Cardi B wanted to take her to court and get this lawsuit against her and whatnot. Now she's huge and she learned. That's the thing about business. You learn from your mistakes. So now she's alleged and this and that, and she's coming out on the other end of this thing, unscathed. So it's really a part of it. It's really a part of it. Once you get entwined and deep entwined in the business and stuff, you'll make yourself a target, for sure. Let me move on to the next story here. So Dame Dash is facing a threat of arrest after repeatedly ignoring court order discovery deadlines and a long-running legal fight with filmmaker Josh Weber over unpaid judgment and asset disclosures. Now, a federal judge warned that if Dame Dash and his company, Popperton LLC, failed to comply with discovery demands by May 9th, 2025, the court will hold him in contempt and may issue a bench warrant to compel his appearance. Now, the warning comes as Dame Dash's legal team moves to withdraw from the case, citing his refusal to cooperate. Now,